My husband's secret online life unraveled when I found a hidden folder on his computer. I feel like my world has crumbled. I need to tell someone, anyone, because I feel like I am suffocating. I have been with my husband for 7 years, married for 5. We have a good life. We have a house, 2 cars, stable jobs. We always seemed happy. We laughed. We went on vacations. We were building a future together. I do not know what to do. I discovered something that is now haunting me. It is consuming my thoughts and making me question everything. I do not even know who my husband is anymore. I thought I knew him better than anyone else. But I was wrong, so very wrong. I found emails and messages on his computer. These detailed a long-term affair with a woman from his work. It has been going on for over a year. I read everything. I felt like I was going to be sick. The messages were explicit and full of emotion. He told this woman things he never told me. He expressed feelings he never showed me. My entire reality has been shattered. I work from home 3 days a week. My husband usually works in his office. But last week, he had to go to a conference out of state. He asked me to use his computer while he was gone because mine was being repaired. I didn't think anything of it. I needed to print some documents, so I went into his office and turned on his computer. It was then that I saw it. A folder on the desktop labeled Projects. My husband does not work in a creative field. He works in finance. He is an accountant. It seemed odd that he would have a folder labeled Projects on his desktop. Curiosity got the better of me. I clicked on it. The folder opened quickly. I scanned the files. They were all dated within the last year. I didn't understand what I was seeing. I felt a knot forming in my stomach. I should not have looked, but I couldn't stop myself. I had to know what this was. I felt like I was violating his privacy. But the label, Projects, felt like a taunt. What kind of project could this possibly be? My breathing quickened. I felt a strange mix of dread and anticipation. The rational part of my brain told me to close the folder and forget about it. But the other part, the part that had been suspicious for months, needed to know. I clicked. Each of the women's folders had subfolders. These were labeled with dates. The dates corresponded to specific months. I clicked one of these dated subfolders. I did this at random. I tried to brace myself. I wasn't sure what I expected. I thought maybe I would find some innocent explanation. Perhaps he was helping a friend with a photography project. Perhaps he was taking a class. But I knew, deep down, that this wasn't the case. I already knew I was about to see something I would regret. The images loaded slowly. I felt sick. Inside, there were more folders. They were all named after different women. My heart started to race. I clicked on the first folder. It contained hundreds of pictures of a woman I did not recognize. They were pictures he had taken, pictures that were intimate. There were pictures of her in lingerie, pictures of her in the shower, pictures of her sleeping. My stomach churned. I quickly closed the folder and opened another one. The same thing. Different woman, same kinds of pictures. I spent the next hour going through every folder. There were at least 10 different women. My husband had been secretly taking pictures of other women. I felt sick, betrayed, disgusted. I wanted to throw up. I wanted to scream. I wanted to break everything in the room. Instead, I shut down the computer and went into the bathroom. I sat on the floor and cried. I splashed cold water on my face. I stared at myself in the mirror. I looked like a stranger. My eyes were puffy and red. I didn't recognize myself. I needed a plan. I couldn't just let this go. I couldn't pretend it didn't happen. I also couldn't explode. I knew that wouldn't solve anything. I needed to stay calm, at least until I knew what to do. I went back into the bedroom and put the computer back exactly where it had been. I didn't want him to know I had found anything. Not yet. I needed to think. This was going to be harder than I thought. I replayed the images in my head over and over. Each one felt like a punch in the gut. I wondered how long this had been going on. Were any of these women from work? Did I know them? I started to feel paranoid. I thought about all the times he had been late coming home. I thought about the weekends he went golfing with the guys. I wondered if he was with one of these women. The thought made my skin crawl. I decided I would wait until he got back and see what he said. Then I would decide what to do next. When I finally calmed down, I knew I needed to confront him, but I didn't want to do it over the phone. I waited until he came home from his conference. The entire time, I acted normal. I made dinner. I asked him about his trip. I pretended everything was fine. But inside, I was a mess. When he got back, he seemed tired. He told me about the conference, about the presentations he attended, about the people he met. I listened, nodding and smiling, trying to keep the anger and hurt from showing on my face. After dinner, we sat on the couch and watched television. I could barely focus on the show. My mind was racing. I got up and started doing the dishes. He followed me into the kitchen. He asked me what was wrong. I told him I felt like he wasn't being honest with me. He said he didn't know what I was talking about. I dried my hands and turned to face him. I told him I knew he was hiding something. He sighed and ran a hand through his hair. He said it was nothing, just work stuff. I didn't believe him. I told him it was not nothing if he was being secretive about it. I told him I deserved to know. He looked away. I asked him again what was going on. He still didn't answer. I walked into the living room. That is when I decided to tell him what I knew. Finally, I couldn't take it anymore. I turned off the television and looked at him. I asked him if he had a good trip. He said he did. I then asked him if there was anything he wanted to tell me. He looked confused. He asked me what I meant. I took a deep breath and told him that I had used his computer while he was gone. I told him that I had seen the folder labeled Projects. His face paled. He didn't say anything. He just stared at me. I told him that I had seen the pictures, all the pictures. I told him that I knew about the other women. I told him that he had broken my heart. I felt numb. My whole body felt cold. I wanted to scream. I wanted to hit him. I wanted to disappear. I could not believe this was happening. I could not believe he was capable of this. All the plans we made, all the promises we shared, it all felt like a lie, a complete fabrication. I wondered if he ever loved me at all. I felt foolish for trusting him. I felt stupid for believing in him. I felt disgusted by him. I felt disgusted by myself. I wanted to know the details. I needed to know everything. I asked him how long it had been going on. I asked him who the women were. I asked him where it happened. I needed to understand. I needed to know why. He hesitated. He looked away. He mumbled something. I demanded he speak up. I told him to look me in the eye. I told him to tell me the truth. I needed the truth, no matter how much it hurt. He finally spoke. He said he was sorry. He said it was a mistake. He said he didn't mean to hurt me. He said he loved me. I didn't say anything. I just looked at him. I asked him how he could do this to me. How could he betray me like this? He didn't have an answer. He tried to explain. He said it started a few years ago. He said he was bored, that he felt like something was missing in our relationship. He said he started talking to women online. He said it was just harmless flirting at first, but then it escalated. He started exchanging pictures with them. Then, he started meeting them in person. He told me he never used our money for any of it. He said he used money from a separate account. I asked him where that money came from. He said it was from a bonus he got at work a few years ago. He said he had been saving it for something special. He claimed he spent it on this instead. I asked him if he loved them. He didn't answer right away. I asked him again if he loved those women. He finally said no. He said he only loved me. I didn't know if I believed him. I asked him why he did it then. He said he needed the attention. He said he felt invisible. I told him I never made him feel that way. He started to cry. He said he knew it was wrong. He said he felt guilty, but he couldn't stop. He said it was like an addiction. I asked him if he was still seeing these women. He said no. He said it had stopped a few months ago. He said he realized he was making a mistake. He said he wanted to change. I don't know what to believe. I want to believe him. I want to believe that he loves me, that he regrets what he did, that he wants to fix things. But it's hard. It's hard to trust him. It's hard to look at him without feeling disgusted. It's hard to imagine a future with him. I thought about what he said. I went over every word, every promise, every apology. I tried to find some truth in it. I looked for evidence of sincerity. I searched my memory for moments when I felt truly loved and supported. I remembered the good times. I remembered the laughter. I remembered the dreams we shared. But I also remembered the lies. I remembered the pain. I remembered the betrayal. I remembered how worthless he made me feel. All those memories were hard to ignore. I realized I needed space. I needed to process everything without his presence influencing me. I needed to figure out what I wanted, not what he wanted. I needed to decide if his remorse was genuine or just a manipulation tactic. I had to consider the possibility that this was a pattern, a cycle that would repeat itself. I thought about my future. I thought about my happiness. I knew I deserved better than to constantly question the person I'm with. I asked him to leave. I told him I needed time to think. He packed a bag and left. He's staying at a hotel. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if we can get past this. I don't know if I can ever trust him again. I had been talking to my sister about it. She is furious. She said I should divorce him immediately. She said he is a cheater and a liar. She said I deserve better. My mother said I should try to work things out. She said everyone makes mistakes. She said marriage is about forgiveness. My friends are divided. Some say I should leave him. Others say I should try to forgive him. I can see both sides of the argument. Part of me wants to listen to my sister and just end it. I am angry, and the thought of staying with him makes me feel sick. I do not know if I can trust him again. Trust is important in a marriage. Without trust, what is the point? But another part of me wants to listen to my mother and try to make it work. We have been together for a long time. We have built a life together. We have shared so many memories. I do not want to throw all of that away. It feels like my whole world has been turned upside down. One minute I was happy and content. The next minute I was devastated. It is hard to make rational decisions when you're feeling this way. I am trying to take things one day at a time. I am trying to figure out what I want and what is best for me. I have a therapy appointment next week. I hope that will help me sort through my feelings. I don't know what to do. I feel lost, confused, hurt. I thought I knew my husband. I thought we had a strong, loving relationship. But now I realize that I didn't know him at all. He was living a double life. He was hiding a huge part of himself from me. I have spent the last few days going through our pictures, our memories. I am trying to figure out if our entire relationship was a lie. I am trying to see if there were any signs that I missed. I am trying to understand how he could do this to me. I have barely slept. I spend most of my time now staring at the ceiling, thinking about the past. I replay moments in my head, searching for clues. Did he look at his phone too much when we were out? Did he seem distant after certain work trips? I can't believe I didn't notice anything. But maybe I was too trusting. Maybe I wanted to believe his lies. Maybe I am just stupid. I thought we were happy. I thought we had a good life together. I decided to look at his computer. I know it is an invasion of privacy. I felt I needed to know the truth. I needed to see what he was hiding. I started with his email. I didn't find much in his main account. Then, I checked the browser history. There were several dating sites I did not recognize. I clicked on one and saw that he had created a profile. That is when I started digging deeper. That is when I found the other email account. I found more evidence. I found a separate email account he used to communicate with the other women. I found receipts for gifts he bought them. I found hotel reservations. The more I find, the more I realize how deep this went. It wasn't just a few online conversations. It was a full-blown affair, or rather, multiple affairs. I confronted him with the new evidence. He admitted to everything. He said he was ashamed of himself. He said he knew he had ruined our marriage. He begged me to forgive him. He promised he would do anything to win me back. I told him I needed space. I told him I couldn't even look at him right now. I told him I didn't know if I could ever forgive him. He left again, looking defeated. I am now considering my options. I could go to counseling. I could try to rebuild our marriage. But it would be hard. It would take a lot of work. And even then, there's no guarantee that it would work. I would always have doubts in the back of my mind. I would always wonder if he was being honest with me. I would always be afraid of him doing it again. Or, I could leave him. I could start over. It would be painful. It would be difficult. But maybe it would be better in the long run. Maybe I would be happier without him. Maybe I would find someone who truly loves me. Someone who would never betray me. I am leaning towards leaving him. I deserve better than this. I deserve someone who is honest, loyal, and trustworthy. I deserve someone who respects me and values our relationship. I don't think my husband is that person anymore. He has shown me who he really is. And I don't like what I see. I am still processing everything. I am still grieving the loss of my marriage, the loss of my trust, the loss of my dreams. It will take time to heal, but I know I will get through this. I am stronger than I think. I will find a way to move on and build a new life for myself. A life without him.